Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we finished off the Red Mage questline and started doing the level 60 job quests by already finishing Paladin and the Warrior questline, setting up their story for this expansion. Today we're gonna go and start the Dark Knight one. Ah, Lyn, fellow master of the Dark Arts. And yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, a hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes, and a knight who walks in darkness and fights for the forgotten. A contradiction, some might say. Rubbish, I say, but you tell me. Do you yet walk the path? As long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. If I must forsake the abyss to serve the light, then so be it. Oof, nah. I thought not, and let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity. An enlightened age. Yet as we both know, the brighter the light, the deepest the shadow. Or the deeper the shadow. As Dark Knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice, and be ever ready to defend the weak and the downtrodden. Now more than ever. It has been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots and so forth. A tour from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at the last vigil? I love this game. And I'm just like running around just doing stuff. So, good soup. As you look on Forton's manor, you better reflect upon your time in Ishgard, your comrades with whom you travelled, and those lost along the way. You seem distracted. Ah, right. You were a ward of Harsh Fortons. Once upon a time. No, I suppose not. Huh? Damnedest thing, but I swear I heard something in your pack break. Bloody hells. Is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? Forgive me, it seems I am the one responsible. I do not know you. Boy, name yourself. Mist, my lord. I'm no lord and you're no mist. Don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of ether. I've sought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in so doing, I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me, please, forgive me. I will return it to you. I promise, but I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Master, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone, everyone, look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with a mysterious power will mysteriously store a portion of Lyn's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your crystal, Lyn. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with his plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy. You get your wish. We're not like to find any poor unfortunate souls here, so I suggest we head to Foundation. And if you find no one suitable there, you are to return what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Right. Run, bitch, run! You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work. I've got a score of clients clamoring for my services. Clients willing to pay in full in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do, but it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement, and many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to hate this scholasticate, my lady, but you've got to understand my position here. Bloody politics it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's gotta be. A blessed evening to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I am funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Valerian. And as you may have guessed, it is not going well, on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Vincent of the Heavens Ward. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers, great goodly men who were complicit in terrible crimes, if Sir Emmerich and this warrior of light are to be believed. Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Devonians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration, but because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know nor care if Sir Emmerich speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin and a man of the Fury, and I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. Give me one moment. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her. Yes, yes, I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Why do I have this over there? Actually, man, I'm so confused at my freaking hotbar. Is Dark Missiony over there? Is that... This makes sense. X is that, and then Q is for TBN, and then this is for oblation or whatever. Yes, yes, okay, that is correct. Jesus Christ. Is this child a friend of yours? The way he stares at me is somewhat... Do you wish to see your cousins again? Or your cousin? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignace again. More than anything, but I know I will not. He walks in alone his halls, I'm afraid. Think of him. Think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye. Then go to a quiet place you shared, where no one will come. Wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal, of which we were both fond. I pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. Go with her. I will go to Sidurgu and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do. And why you must help. That's a promise. Sus, 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 sus. This is a little bit weird. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Ah, not there. What's that down there? Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignace, it really is you. Oh, praise alone, you're alive. You're alive. My dear cousin, I would warm my heart to see you in good health. I pray you'll forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish. It's only joy to see you returned. Come, you must go to your father and mother at once. I will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as a son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I've heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valerian restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of life, light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And if you have indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin, now and ever after. Look after my parents and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him flee the city. She's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heaven's Ward. We will sneak him out of the city. The fewer the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. I killed that man. That doesn't make sense. Boy, if you know. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ignace from Millie, the weaker he will become. I pray we are not too late. Fly, my pretty. Forgive me, forgive me. Should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignace, what remains of him. I can give the memories form, I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones. But as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Ether, formless and free. That which I took, I used to make Ignace and Millie whole. Draw your sword, reclaim that which is lost. Consume the abyss with Soul Eater. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody knight of the Heaven's Ward in the middle of Ishgard. Fury take me, you are a fool. We're lucky to be alive. Your solar crystal is restored then? Or not. We had an agreement, boy. We were to return that which is stole. Forgive me, forgive me. I return to you that which was used to give Ignace life, but as for the remainder... 4 more times. It is within my power to do it this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Lynn of her ether, you imposed upon her to find your people in need. You want to do good? You want to be a hero? You want to help people? Then why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we fear, but the unfinished story. The promise of what could have been is enough to break a heart and a woman. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again. But if a glimpse of their loved ones grants them the peace they deserve, then I must. It is your decision, Lynn. You are the victim. Perhaps we could make over this. Well, he's got my ether. I'm not about to let him out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Then you will continue to accompany me. That is a relief. We're not going anywhere, Mist. Even Sid, he may look and act like a chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine, fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of the gods into the little shite. By all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. I keep forgetting how small Lynn is. Compared to Sidurgo, I'm like, Damn boy, he's thick! Well, he's big, really. He's big and shaped like a Dorito. A danger Dorito. Just what I needed, another child to look after. Am I a Dark Knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. At times they are ever-changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies and villains heroes, so I should be glad if I had to deal with another hero again. If I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course. But you're the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibilities. If anything, I say you are too accommodating, but it is your ether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times, he swears, but we shall hold him to it, together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest, or attend to what matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap, or a tavern to have a drink. Right. And time for the next one. The White Mage. Oh boy. God save me. What's up? I thought you might come, Lyn of the White. You sensed it, yes? The agitation of the elementals? I suggest you present yourself to Brother Esumiyan at Stillgate Fane. He will no doubt welcome your assistance in identifying the origin of this disturbance. Right. Esumiyan! Imon! I really need help. You know, this is such a typical thing for me. It's just like the later it becomes, the more insane I become. Yes, that laugh is a good thing to. It's a I can't even speak anymore. Anyway, that laugh is a good representation of my madness. Ba-da-dum. Esumiyan. Lyn, how fortuitous. Ah, Sister Raya Senna directed you to the guild. Glad I am that she did. As I'm sure you have felt yourself, the elements are in an uproar, and whilst I would soon depart on my investigation, the forest disquiet appears to stem from lands that cannot be approached in blind haste. I speak of East End, at the very edge of the Twellswood. Long has this border betwixt Kiribati and our nation been held by the forces of the Guardian Empire. The Alliance did recently take control of Baelsar's and thus commands the fortifications in East End, but the stability of the region is yet tenuous at best. It would be a far more certain venture were I to have you at my side. Are you willing to make the journey? Then we need delay no longer. Let us make our preparations and begin our trek from Camp 9 Ivies. Does this guy want me to go over to... Huh. I think he may want me to go into the area over there. Which, you know, is all fine and good, but I can't get to it without starting the MSQ. If that is the case, I will leave the White Mage quest until we get to that area. Meow. Thank you again for coming, then. I arrived some moments earlier and bent my ear to the forest whisperings. Although here it might be better described as a keening. There is no doubt that we are near to the source, and I'm also certain that we are not alone. Come out, you cannot hide your presence from me. Oh, Sylphie. I should have known you would sense me. Your early failures to attend lessons gave me ample practice at finding those who did not wish to be found. Now, am I to assume that you too have been brought here by the plight of the elementals? Yes, Guildmaster. I'm sorry for leaving without permission, but I just had to know what was causing all that commotion. You'll return to Stillgate Fane and leave this investigation to Lyn and me. Such is the danger inherent in this task that even I felt compelled to request assistance. Please, Guildmaster, let me help. Never have I heard the voices of the elementals so clearly before. They want to tell me something. I just know it. And is that very something that I, as Guildmaster, am charged to discover? You, as an acolyte, are neglecting your duties back at the guild. But how can I ignore their pleas? I feel their unease like chains tightening around my chest. Isn't it my duty as a conjurer to protect the forest? Their unease? You truly sense this emotion from the river of their susurrations? And you truly wish to return the forest to tranquility? I swear by the matron herself, sorry. I only want to put into practice the lessons you have taught me. A noble purpose, but if I were to permit this, you must promise to weigh the consequence of your actions before you commit to them. I would not see a repeat of previous incidents. Then I can come? I promise I'll be careful, and I'll be sure to ask for Lynn's help the moment I need it. Huh? See that you do. Now, it is past time you brave the borderlands of Girabania. We can travel as far as Amarisse's Spire, then a servant officer will guide us through the ruins of the castrum from there. I wonder if the game's gonna tell me something. Yep! Oh, this game is funny! Oh, so funny. Well, my friends, looks like we're gonna do the Scholar questline. We will return to the White Mage one. Once we can reach that area. That is an interesting choice, though. Making it so that you can't... Well, the thing is, like, I guess I can understand why they did it like this. Or, like, why they let it slide, basically. Because it's like, you're gonna go to that area, like, immediately in the beginning of the MSQ. So if you're playing White Mage and you just do the job questing, you'll immediately get there. Then, that you should arrive at this very instant. It is as though the gods themselves have sent you. Not a quarter bell ago, I received a message from Surito Karito. An emergency has arisen from the Wanderer's Palace, and he has requested our immediate presence. While the exact nature of this trouble remains unclear, we can scarce ignore his call. He awaits us at his usual place. Come, my friend. We haven't a moment to waste. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So. Alka, Lynn. Thank you both for responding so swiftly to my summons. Forgive my brusqueness, but I believe it is best we cut straight to business. I presume the both of you remember the invisible void hunt we defeated not too long ago? Could scarce forget such a vile creature. Well, you'll be pleased to hear that I have finished studying its remains and believe a cure may be within my grasp. But mayhap cure is a slight exaggeration. What I speak of will only halt the spread of the sickness, not reverse all the effects it has had on our bodies. Sir Carter, you are far too modest a man. Truly, what you speak of is incredible, a miracle even. Alas, it is not to be praised for the progress I've made that I asked. Praised for the progress I've made that I asked you here today. You see, Sir Toto, one of my comrades who has been assisting me in my experiments, has mysteriously vanished. I am terribly worried. While the rancor has subsided from most of our hearts, we still retain our Tomberry forms. Were we to wander too far from our home here, any number of organizations would be more than happy to have us hunted down. That is why I would ask that you, my two most trusted associates, locate and escort Shitoto back to the Wanderer's Palace before it is too late. Of course we'll do it. We can hardly ignore the pleas of one of NIM's foremost scholars. Then I have an idea of where to start. Let us check with the Grand Companies to see if a bounty has been placed on Shitoto's head. Bounty? Let us hope that it has not yet come to that. The Maelstrom Command is in Limjalaminza. There, we should be able to ask the Hunt Billmaster if any Tomberries have recently been registered. Goodbye, my green friend. Karina. I salute you, big fish man. Good evening to you, sir. How might I be of service to you today? We're looking to slay a Tomberry. A Tomberry, eh? We currently have only one Tomberry marked for the hunt by the name of Marberry. Marberry, if I recall correctly, he was marked for the hunt from even before Satoto disappeared. The possibility of there being a mix-up between the two is slim, since we must continue our search elsewhere. Captain Adair, Halka, I wasn't aware the two of you knew each other. Rashad, good to see you again. I think I may have forgotten to say so the other day, but I greatly appreciated your help with my training. You know, I'm always happy to help. I don't suppose you've come all this way to thank me, however. What brings the two of you here? We're searching for an escaped Tomberry and thought it might have been marked for the hunt. A Tomberry, you ask? Or you say? Well, I can't promise this is in any way related. A few days back, a disturbance broke out in Vesper Bay. They discovered a stowaway hiding in one of the ferries. Indeed. Witnesses say that a small green blur leapt from between the crates and dashed out of sight as soon as the ship pulled into port. While of a similar size and built to a Lalafell or Kikiran, they claimed it looked far too alien to be either. Thank you, Rashad. It sounds like you may have just given us our first lead. Then, after me, we make for Vesper Bay with all haste. Yet again, to Vesper Bay. Yay. Everybody's favorite place in the game. I'm really wondering if I swapped my, Q and X. I think I did. Maybe. Because... Did I? Yeah, because I added Q at a later point. I'm just going in order of this because that's... Did I? Man. Whatever, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of my freaking hotbar and I'll just fix it. Oh good, for a moment I thought I'd lost you. Let's begin by questioning this man here. He appears to be one of the men from the ferry Rashad told us about. You're asking if I saw the stowaway, huh? Well, you bet I did. No, it wasn't just any stowaway what boarded our ship. I suspect it was one of them fellas, a gop without his mask. Either that or it's a rare beastie you can't find around these airports. Not that it matters, mind you. Whatever it was, the brass blades are after it, and you best be sure they'll catch it. Indeed, thank you for all your help, sir. If an organization at large has yet to find a stowaway, we've little success of succeeding in such an endeavor ourselves. Rather than blindly rushing about, our time would be better spent gathering what information we can regarding this incident. I shall go and speak with my acquaintances in Ul'dah. In the meantime, I ask that you return to Sir Jakarto and inform him of all that we have learned. Alright. Alright. I do remember some of the Stormblood questlines basically only taking place in the Realm-Reborn areas. Not really going very far out of there. Which I am not averse to. Right. Lynn, I can only hope your swift return means you've come bearing good news. Has crossed the sea and is likely now in Thanalan, you say? What could possibly have spurred our friend to do such a thing? Sir Jakarto, forgive my tardiness. I made a small detour to Ul'dah to speak with my associates. Unfortunately, they could tell me nothing aside from the fact that the brass blades are looking into who this stowaway might be. I've nevertheless asked that they keep an ear to the ground and report to me should they learn more. Thank you, Akazalka. If, as you suspect, our friend has fled to the vast continent of Aldenard, there's little sense in us conducting any more searches. Judging by the brass blades' inability to find their quarry, we should have no need to worry about the hunt, or any other institution capturing Satoto for now. Our best option is to wait until we know more. I'm inclined to agree. Should I come across any new information, I will send word to you right away. There's a good chance this search will turn into something of a long-term effort. Then I suggest you rest while you can. Okay. Right. Time for astrologian. Okay, that was a pretty good one. Pats himself on the back. Brum bum bum. 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 Let's go and get my glamour. My glamour. Top of the morning, Julian, or is it evening? It is so hard to tell, locked up here in the Athenaeum day and night. Alrighty, technically speaking, I can leave at any time of my choosing. But it is as if some strange force prevents me from stepping forth into the light, but enough of that. You're here to learn what has become of your humble companions while you were off saving the realm? Well, since this guard's quite abrupt change in leadership, the vault has become somewhat more receptive to the contemporary ideas of Lady Master Rufin. They have even asked our compatriot in disguise to hold for them another symposium on Shawty and astrology. And this time within the city-state proper, and not at some forsaken hamlet. Nothing against the fine citizenry of Falcon's Nest, mind you. In fact, the good Rufin has foreseen your arrival in the stars and awaits you in the observatorium. The look on your face tells me you're less than convinced. Still, the skeptic. After all we have been through together, eh? Allow me to recreate this morning's reading. In the center of the Dawn Cross, we have the spear. To its left, the inverted arrow. To its right, the inverted balance. Beneath, we have the inverted spire and the inverted bowl. And finally, at the crown, is the hewer. Well, do you not see it? It is plain as the stench of day-old piss in the broom on a balmy summer's eve. Though peace hath settled upon our great land, it will be along the path of coming destruction that friends new and old shall discover the bush that doth bear the fruit of knowledge and hope. And to think it was you who attuned to all 6 heavens. In other words, you who brought peace to Ishgard, or you, will walk the road south to the observatorium where, I don't know, you shall read some books with Lady Laviva to discover a new spell for delivering excruciating pain to your enemies and their families. It all sounded more convincing when she explained it to me this morning, over that bottle of wine, or was it 2 bottles? At any rate, I would suggest you make haste. You know how our little protege does not take kindly to those who make her wait. It was good seeing you again then, and something tells me you will be back again soon. Wink. Janna Kennard is a character. It's such a... This character has been surprisingly good. I love him. Good soup. I can't see shit. In the darkness. Friend and fellow astrologian, it is good to see you again. What has it been? 2, 3? Let us just say that it has been too long. Did Janna Kennard speak to you of my reading? Well, then there is hope that well-dressed dullard yet. Then there is hope for that well-dressed dullard yet. Though I've learned the key to success is not entrusting him with more than one task at a time, and making certain that task does not require much in the way of thinking, or acting for that matter. As for the reading, I believe it instructs as to our next step in spreading the knowledge of... Master Rufin, an injured traveler has arrived at our gate seeking succor. An ill omen. With me, Lynn. Please, I can walk no further. The stars were kind in guiding you to this place. The astrologians here have ways of easing one's hurts. Astrologians? I have no need of prophecy or prognosticatio. Or I could stay my tongue and allow you to tend to my wounds. My apologies. May you have a quick recovery, friend. In time you will come to believe the power the stars wield. Lady Levi... Master Buffin, Lynn's felicitous return inspires me to step out for a breath of fresh air. And behold! Already does it appear a new adventure is upon us. Ah, and here I was thinking you made a journey south to lend your talents preparing for the forthcoming symposium. Master Buffin, or was it Lady Leviva? If I may, allow me to give you my thanks and my apologies for earlier. I have a tendency to allow your unbridled emotions to get the best of you. That was amazing. You know what I was going to say before I even said it. But where are my manners? I am Kyokuho of Hingashi, and have braved the storm and sea to learn of the many wonders it is said to be are to be found in this magnificent realm. But you already knew that, didn't you? No, I did not. Now, if you would excuse me, I must get back to matters which are important. Important matters, such as astrological matters? Could you show me? I wouldn't be a burden. I'd stand in the corner, in the shadows, behind a curtain. Well, I appreciate the somewhat forced enthusiasm. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh, I was merely hoping that we might be able to share insight into each other's fields. Each other's fields? You wouldn't happen to be a geomancer, would you? A geomancer? So-called masters of wind and water. My grandfather had a tome written on the far eastern art of elemental and directional divination, though much of it seemed little more than folklore. Lady Leviva, did not the morning reading mention friends new and old? What if Lynn were the friend old, and this peculiar little man the friend new? Spear pointing west, the balance pointing east, the arrow pointing in all directions, and none. It might just mean... Kyokuho, though it pains me to have to admit as much, it appears your rival has been foretold. Perhaps there is much that I can learn from you, nay, that we can learn from each other. Haha! Oh, but there is! Soon you will learn the push and pull of the elements, the pull of the elements bring together those who require companionship most. Yes, the elements. We will have to discuss that further at another juncture. For the time being, I am placing you in the care of my first and foremost pupil, Lin. An excellent proposition, or so I believe the Hinkans say, Keikaku. I dabbled a bit in the language when I was younger, for the life of me that ebon-haired emissary would not afford me even a sidelong glance. Though I hazard that there is no finer place to begin unlocking the secrets of the stars than under the bowl near Roots Lake. I shall even lead good Kyokuho, to the South Shroud myself, if Lin agrees to do the rest. Yes. After you then. Next to meet Kyokuho, you will have opened the first gate and better understand the influence the stars hold over all of us. Safe journeys. Man, I'm having I'm having trouble keeping up with these words. Fancy words, Magic Man. There you are. I was beginning to wonder if you hadn't been eaten by the hoverflies on your way here. But I jest. Jenny Kanar tells me that you are quite the authority on all things relating to ball. So enlighten me, oh honorable sensei. I am, as you Westerners say, all eyes, or was it ears? I guess the ball's blessed. So you say the ball offers strength to the weak. Intriguing. So this is your ball. In the Far East we know of the constellations as something different, but know it all the same. I must admit, however, that seeing it under a different sky than my own fills my heart with a sense of both wonderment and now confusion, knowing what it represents to your people. What I cannot wrap my head around is that you would truly believe a notion so foolish as to the power of Earth. A word that by your definition means soil. Would not come from the land itself, but rather from 6 tiny lights flickering in the night skies. The students of geomancy believe that such power naturally lies beneath our feet, ever flowing through creation, as blood does flow through our veins. Yet despite the differences in our thinking, the similarities are encouraging. All trees are born of the earth, and their protection is universal. A most thought-provoking opinion that I am certain Lady Laviva would be delighted to hear. Though might I suggest you withhold that part about being unable to wrap your head around our foolish notions, unless you enjoy having a steel-toed boot wedged firmly twixt the bollocks. Shall we get going then? By this hour, Lady Laviva would have already made the journey back to the Athenaeum. Whee! Then teleport. That's still crazy how, like, in this card, you just instant teleport. It's wild. My thanks for taking the Hingan off my hands, and not because I think our visitor an annoying little braggart with all the manners of a kobold foundling, which I still do, but because I needed the time to finish my work without distraction. So tell me, what did I miss? I see. Perhaps I judged Kyokuho too hastily. I still have my reservations, but I shall afford him the benefit of the doubt, for now. The teachings of geomancy may be grounded in fairy tales and falsehoods, but my grandfather told me that every lie is born of the truth. If I can find the truth within Kyokuho's backward beliefs, it may provide insight into our own school of thought. I see now that my choice to assign you as a tutor was a wise decision. Might I ask this of you, Lin? I promise that once the symposium has ended, I shall assume the duties of Kyokuho's tutelage. I sense good fortune in our stars, my friend. Good fortune indeed. Right. Time to go, monkey. This will also be the final one we'll do in this episode, and then we'll continue with even more of them next episode. Since there is still some left. Is it the Goldsmith Guild? I keep forgetting where this guy is. It's either the Goldsmith or... yes. Or the Weaver, but I don't think so, yeah. Right. Hello, Eric. Ah, Lynn, dim though you are, I would swear you possess an innate ability to sense when you're needed, and on that note, I have a task for you. Your fellow brute, Wittergelt, some matter or other, weighs heavily on his mind of late. Knowing him, it can only pertain to Alamigo, but the stubborn oaf is determined to keep it pent up inside. Loath to trouble me with it, or some such nonsense. I shouldn't doubt, but you, my friend, you are as a sister to him. If there is a woman alive in whom he would be willing to confide, it is you. For the hopeless idiot's sake, I bid you go to Revenant's stall and place yourself at his disposal. But... man, Eric is still an asshole. And that won't change. Good. That will be all for today. You have done well. I am pleased with your progress. You always say that, Master, but we're nowhere near where we want to be, not even close. Indeed, and besides, any progress we make, we owe wholly to you. Damn right, without your guidance, we'd be going nowhere fast. My guidance. Lynn, I'm glad to see you. Things are well here, as you can see, but... Genta or Chaka, you may go ahead. I will speak with Lynn. Those two grow stronger every day. Shadows darken their way no more. Their purpose is clear. Would that I could say the same of mine. You see, I have received an offer. The Resistance. They asked that I rejoin them. Lead one of their units. Once I would have jumped at the chance, but no more. No longer do I live for revenge. You and the professor showed me it is not the way. So I will turn down the offer. I would focus not on fighting, but rebuilding. But what is within my power? Wait, what? Beyond the battlefield, how can I serve my homeland? There we go, in that sense. Forgive me, I should not trouble you with this. It is my answer to find. But first I will give the resistance their answer. My thanks for listening, Lynn. He still agonizes over it. I hardly the state of mind to be in for such an important meeting. Isn't there anything we can do? Not us two. His pride would not allow it. But you, Lynn, he opened up to you just now, did he not? I dare say he will do so again. We're terribly sorry to impose, but could you please follow Master Brittigeld? Watch over him in our stead. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I mean, Ochaka is the one who asked, so sure. We are in your debt, Lynn. He is bound for a little amigo, I believe. Widageld becomes extra wide. Widageld more like wider geld. Got him. I don't know, man. Gotta think up some commentary. Oh, he's in there. Okay. Oh god. You would bear witness to my resolve? Very well. Sister, witness me. Have you made up your mind then? I have. Your offer does me great honor, but with respect, I must decline. My days of vengeance are over. I see. That is your decision, and I shan't press you further. Yet, I would be lying if I were to say I'm not disappointed. With your master of the fist, your contribution to our struggle would have been immeasurable. I am sorry. Do not be. Remember, fighting is not the only way to serve one's nation. We each of us must find our own path to walk. Our own path. There's a place I would be. I take my leave of you. It's plain you know Widageld better than most. If you are indeed his friend, as I mark you to be, I didn't tell you to be there for him. Come on, Widageld, talk to me. Really, you're in there? Son of a bitch. Ah, of course, yeah. Forgot that you can't just fly over things in error. To find me here. You know me too well, then. The mark of the destroyer. My people boarded here when the Empire came. The risk was great, but their faith was greater still. Alas, that faith has all but faded, wiped away from the motherland. The Guardians suffer not the divine. They allow us not even the solace of worship. My Rolgar, I know now. That which I can do for El Amigo. All along there was but the one path. Let us return to Revenant's Toll. There I will tell all. This guy really speaks like a Neanderthal. Well, nah, he just speaks like, I don't know, he speaks like somebody who doesn't speak a lot. Crab! I love this mount. Look at him go! Anyway. Thank you all for coming. I have found my calling, and I would share it with you. I will go to Girabania, and there revive the Fist of Rolgar. Well then, we're coming with you. He won't let you out of our sight, not until we've repaid the debt at any rate. Suffice to say, I shall come too. Really, you? The land to Girabania harbor countless mysteries, and such knowledge as I possess will doubtless serve you in your endeavor. And you, sister? Can I count on you as well? I'm with you all the way. I am glad. Your presence gives me heart. The mission will not be easy, but I will not rest until I succeed. And the Fist of Rolgar is returned to the land. This I swear. On that inspiring note, I shall go and make ready. And Brittigeld, pray do not forget what we discussed. We will depart anon. Pray see to your preparations then. Okay. Well, that's that then. I hope you enjoyed this episode of I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we are going to go and continue with more job quests. We still need to do a Dragoon, a Ninja, a Samurai, Bard, Machinist, Black Mage, Summoner, and Red Mage. And then also need to still continue with White Mage, so there's probably going to be at least 2 more videos of this. Adios!